Ketanji Brown Jackson should not be a Supreme Court justice, but I'm glad she is. And let me explain why. Ketanji Brown Jackson was chosen because of her skin color to serve on the Supreme Court. Joe Biden said time and time again, he said it to her face, he says it to all of America, I want a black lady. He constantly banged on about the black lady that he wants to have on the court, and that's illegal. The Supreme Court held this week, but has also held for an entire generation that the federal government should not be in the business of discriminating based on color or race. It is actually patently illegal for the federal government to do this, or for any business to do this. Go read the Civil Rights Act. So how can you get away with saying a thing like that? Would you have been able to get away with it if you said you wanted a Mexican or an Asian or a white person? I don't think so. But of course, the Democrats need to have special classes in order to maintain power. And it means you're going to get the worst possible selection. And that's why I'm glad that Ketanji Brown Jackson is on the Supreme Court. I'm actually glad for it. Please don't unsubscribe. Let me explain myself. Ketanji Brown Jackson is so low IQ. She's so stupid that she doesn't build the kind of bridges that you need in order to get close decisions over the finish line for the left. She doesn't engage in the kind of deep, good faith argument and philosophical exercises that Supreme Court is known for. Instead, she is just a lobotomized theater kid. She's a literal libtard. Here, ladies and gentlemen, is Ketanji Brown Jackson saying she doesn't know what a woman is.
You provide a definition for the word woman.
Can I provide a definition?
Mm-hmm.
No,
Yeah.
I can't.
You can't?
Not in
Okay.
this context.
So you
I'm not a
believe the meaning
biologist.
Not a biologist, says Ketanji Brown Jackson. Yet Ketanji Brown Jackson used her valuable free time. I thought she was supposed to be working. Isn't she paid by the taxpayers? To go to Broadway and LARP as a Broadway musical.
Female empowerment. Sick.
What's a female? What do you mean? Well, you don't know what a woman is, but you're like sitting there dressed like Raggedy Ann and you're saying female empowerment sick. And the other Supreme Court justices see this and they finally had enough of her. And this week, Clarence Thomas took his gavel and shoved it sideways with Ketanji Brown Jackson on this brutal decision that she decided to dissent against, which would be the expediting of the new maps in Louisiana. The Supreme Court held that the maps were racist and drawn in an unconstitutional manner. And therefore, you can't do that, shouldn't do that, and you shouldn't have elections with unconstitutional maps. So, of course, you can redraw your maps. The Supreme Court said that. Ketanji Brown Jackson dissented and got gutted for it. And the reason why this is important is because what you do in those scenarios when you and Ketanji Brown Jackson attacked the courts, she attacked the majority, is you burn bridges. You make it more likely that there's going to be 6-3 decisions instead of 5-4 decisions or 4-5 decisions in your favor. By being so stupid and by treating the Supreme Court like Twitter or like the comment section on this video, treating it like you're just there to flamethrow instead of to uphold the institution. You're there to burn it down, which is the way that leftists, operate, obviously. Then you are going to piss off the conservative majority so much they'll never side with you. There's only 6 liberal justices, but there were no liberal justices that sided today in a new ruling from the Supreme Court. Just in, they lost Ketanji Brown Jackson in redistricting. She was smacked down so badly. She was destroyed so thoroughly earlier in the week that Ketanji Brown Jackson even has decided to rule against the libs And I think this one might stick. In a 9-0 Supreme Court ruling that just happened seconds ago, the court rejected a bid to reconsider striking down the racial gerrymandering in Louisiana, the Cialis ruling. After Alito and Thomas swatted Ketanji into her place, she gives up. Case closed. SCOTUS has done the right thing in ending decades of Democrat cheating. Redistricting is now full steam ahead. The South is going to play hard.
To be unconstitutional because it draws racist lines. The dissent does not claim that, and it is.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am thrilled to see this. The U.S. Supreme Court just dealt a final fatal blow to Democrats' desperate attempts to reverse the court, striking down their race-based congressional districts. SCOTUS denied the Democrats' motion to recall their judgment. Not even Jackson dissented on this one.
Against a black majority district in Louisiana that rolls back a key provision of the Voting Rights Act.
KJB is leering. Look at this. The motion to recall the judgment is denied. This is a 9-0 decision, and not even Ketanji Brown Jackson dissented. Supreme Court has denied the motion. No justice noted a dissent. KJB was unable to prepare a dissent. She's still being treated in the burn unit after her last tussle with Justice Alito. Ketanji Brown Jackson did not want that smoke again. Louisiana versus Cialis ended racist redistricting 6-3. The plaintiffs asked to send the case back down early 8-1. Voters asked for more time for the Supreme Court to take their decision back to potentially reconsider it. Denied 9-0. So it ends unanimously. They've even lost Justice Jackson on redistricting now. Ketanji Brown Jackson apparently didn't have enough principles to dissent when given the opportunity here. Coincidence. SCOTUS rejects request from black voters to roll back final redistricting ruling. Samuel Alito reminds KJB that SCOTUS exists to interpret the law, not to act as an activist court. Now, ladies and gentlemen, after the Indiana decision last night, where pretty much everyone that President Trump primaried lost their seats because Indiana is MAGA country, Indiana is Trump country, and their Republican supermajorities, Senate and House, should have given Trump 2 more, and the Republican Party 2 more congressional districts, but they didn't. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it falls to other states to pick up the slack. Tennessee announcing new maps today, Mississippi as well, Louisiana, Alabama, and South Carolina. That's a big one. Why is that important? Well, because Trump won Alabama by 33 points. Trump won Louisiana by 22 points. He won Mississippi by 23 points. And Tennessee, he won by 31 points. These are states that only have Democrats representing them because people like Barack Obama and Eric Holder sue, and they sue the same way Democrats have always done it. They have used racism to scare people and to draw lines that benefit the Democrat Party. It's just the opposite this time, right? It's not the guys, the bed sheets and the burning crosses. This time it's Barack Obama, but they're doing it. They're using the same playbook. And they're using people like Ketanji Brown Jackson to write their new Dred Scott cases in the Supreme Court. And thank God it's getting shut down. Thank God for the Supreme Court. Beautiful decisions. We are going to win. We are winning. Keep the faith. It's your boy Benny. See ya.